Imagine this chilling scenario. You casually bite into what you believe is a healthy piece of fruit, unaware that you're unleashing a silent biochemical storm inside your body. Within moments, your heart begins to race uncontrollably, pounding so violently you fear it might explode from your chest. You're struggling to breathe, gripping your chest in terror as paramedics rush you into the emergency room, urgently calling out orders while doctors frantically attempt to stabilize your failing heart. You may think this is impossible. After all, you've eaten fruit all your life without any problems, right? Think again. There's a sinister truth lurking beneath the surface. Certain fruits that seniors trust blindly as health boosters are actually ticking time bombs, silently sabotaging your body, accelerating inflammation, and setting your blood sugar on a horrifying roller coaster ride. Even worse, these seemingly innocent choices can dangerously intensify plaque buildup in your arteries, putting you on the fast track to heart disease. This isn't an exaggerated scare tactic. It's backed by startling medical evidence. A recent explosive study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed a terrifying statistic. Seniors aged 65 and older who regularly consumed specific high-sugar fruits had a shocking 57% increased risk of devastating metabolic breakdowns. If this stark warning doesn't grip your attention, perhaps the grim realities will erratic blood pressure, nerve damage, chronic inflammation, and ultimately, heart failure. The brutal reality is that fruits you've been told are safe fruits, you've relied on, may quietly be dragging you towards serious health crises. Are you truly prepared to gamble your health on false assumptions? Keep watching because the next few minutes could save you from a catastrophic mistake. Transition a real or composite case. Take the story of Paula, a 67-year-old retired school teacher. She had always believed the popular mantra that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so she assumed all fruits were equally beneficial. She snacked on handfuls of grapes while grading papers in her final teaching years, and then switched to dried apricots whenever she needed a quick burst of sweetness in retirement. Over the course of a few months, she noticed her ankles swelling and her energy plummeting by mid-afternoon. Her doctor initially couldn't figure out why her blood pressure numbers were climbing. It wasn't until Paula visited a dietitian that the culprit was exposed. Her so-called healthy fruit choices, especially the ones heavily loaded with sugar and lacking critical fiber, were fueling dangerous blood sugar spikes. Those spikes in turn contributed to weight gain, added stress on her cardiovascular system, and more. Paula's story underscores a key message. If you're over 60, the fruit you choose can be the difference between robust health and an unexpected ride to the emergency department. Understanding the senior metabolism, Science Explanation Part 1. As the body ages, it responds differently to sugar, fat, and even exercise routines. Why does fruit suddenly have the potential to harm when it once seemed harmless? The answer lies in changing metabolic function. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, older adults tend to have a decrease in metabolic rate with each passing decade. WHO Global Report on Aging 2015. Muscles shrink slightly, activity levels drop, and insulin sensitivity wanes. This means the body doesn't handle a surge of sugars as gracefully as it used to. If you introduce a fruit that's naturally high in sugar with minimal fiber, your bloodstream is hit with a rapid injection of glucose. When you're younger, your pancreas quickly produces sufficient insulin to shuttle sugar into cells. But as you age, the pancreas can struggle. Constant exposure to sugar can even force your body into insulin resistance, a major red flag for type 2 diabetes. Soon, those blood sugar spikes can feel like episodes of dizziness or fatigue, signs that, if ignored, could compound into something far worse. Science Explanation Part 2. Besides the slowing of metabolic processes, seniors often grapple with compromised digestion and absorption. Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health emphasizes that older adults typically see changes in gut bacteria, balance leading to an increased need for gut-friendly nutrients. Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health Nutrition, Source 2019. Certain fruits can support healthy bacteria, while others undermine it. Furthermore, medications ranging from statins for cholesterol to antihypertensives for blood pressure can interact with fruit-based compounds in unexpected ways. All of these changes converge to create a perfect storm. Fruit can either become your greatest ally, supplying crucial antioxidants, fiber, and vitamins that offset age-related decline, or it can turn into a disguised saboteur. The secret lies in knowing precisely which fruits to embrace and which to avoid. 4 essential fruits that can rescue your health. Let's begin with the positive. Not all fruits are detrimental for older individuals. In fact, certain fruits are so beneficial that you might call them nature's remedy. They can help fortify cardiovascular strength, stabilize blood sugar, and ward off cognitive decline. Below are 4 prime examples that can make a profound impact on your health, especially if you're over 65. Tomato 1. 1 avocados, the creamy heart guardian. Details and benefits. The idea of avocado as a fruit might still surprise some people, but make no mistake, it is botanically a fruit. Far from the low-fat diets of old new understandings of nutrition, place monounsaturated fats front and center for older adults. Avocados deliver a robust dose of oleic acid, the kind of fat that helps reduce unhealthy LDL levels while boosting healthy HDL cholesterol. This dual action can reduce the odds of heart problems, and heart troubles remain a top cause of hospitalization in seniors. But the marvels of avocado go far beyond cholesterol. This fruit also contains approximately 975 milligrams of potassium per whole piece, outdoing even the beloved banana. Why is that noteworthy? Potassium helps to mitigate sodium's effects and soothe tension in your blood vessels. For older individuals wrestling with hypertension, that can mean a real reduction in blood pressure. Add in the antioxidant lutein, crucial for warding off macular degeneration, and avocados deliver a protective element for your eyes just at the time when you need it most. Unexpected perk absorption aid. Another overlooked gift from avocados is their knack for boosting nutrient absorption. Certain vitamins, including D, E, and K, need an adequate amount of fat to be properly used by your body. Pair avocado with some leafy greens, and you can magnify the absorption of key compounds many times over. Dr. Michael Greger, founder of nutritionforseniors, has often highlighted this synergy. Fat-soluble nutrients in vegetables become significantly more bioavailable when consumed with a source of healthy fat. Dr. Michael Greger, 2018. Nutrition Facts Video Library. Essentially, your body gets far more mileage out of every bite of spinach or broccoli if you include a little avocado on the side. Real-world case, Robert, 72. Consider Robert, a 72-year-old retiree who recently survived a mild heart episode. His doctor suggested a series of dietary modifications, including swapping out butter for a half an avocado on toast each morning. Over 3 months, Robert noticed more stabilized energy and fewer dips in his blood sugar. His cardiologist observed improved cholesterol numbers, and Robert's blood pressure inched closer to a safer range. Small shifts anchored by the power of a daily avocado helped him dodge a potentially life-altering heart attack. 2 apples, fiber and flavonoid champions. Details and benefits. Apples, in contrast to avocados, are widely recognized as fruit, but it's worth noting that not all aspects of an apple's nutritional punch get the spotlight. Apples contain pectin, a specific type of soluble fiber that acts as fertilizer for beneficial gut bacteria. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2015, supporting the right balance of intestinal microbes can enhance immune defenses, improve digestion, and contribute to more complete nutrient use. Beyond gut support, apples can positively influence cholesterol levels as pectin binds to cholesterol molecules in the intestines and helps remove them. The polyphenols in apples, including quercetin, also appear to combat inflammation in blood vessels, which is critical for preventing atherosclerosis, the narrowing of arteries. Over time, these benefits help keep your heart muscle supplied with oxygen and nutrients. Sugar control. At first glance, you might think apples are loaded with sugar, but the body experiences it differently due to the fiber content. The sugar in an apple doesn't result in the same rapid spikes you might get from certain other fruits because fiber slows the sugar's entry into the bloodstream. That's a huge plus for older adults contending with insulin resistance or prediabetes. Furthermore, the satisfying crunch of an apple and the water content help curb excess snacking. Real-world case, Maria, 65. Maria, a 65-year-old grandmother, used to rely on pastries for mid-morning energy. After her doctor raised concerns about her spiking glucose levels, she transitioned to an apple each morning. In a matter of weeks, she noticed more stable energy patterns and even lost a few pounds. More importantly, follow-up blood tests showed her hemoglobin A1C levels improving. Mariah shared that the switch felt too simple to be truly effective, but it turned out to be precisely the change her body needed to keep her blood sugar in check. Pasha's 3 pomegranates, ruby red armor for your arteries. Details and benefits. Pomegranates are not the first fruit that many would think to place on a daily menu, but for aging adults, they can be an arterial superhero. These distinctive red seeds carry punicalagins, a powerful antioxidant that can help reduce oxidative stress akin to cutting the rust from your artery walls. A report in the journal Atherosclerosis 2013 indicated that these compounds have significantly greater antioxidant effectiveness than red wine or green tea. Why is that crucial? Over time, the elasticity of your arteries may decrease. Hardened or narrowed blood vessels lead to elevated blood pressure, extra strain on the heart, and a domino effect of potential cardiovascular issues. The punicalagins in pomegranate have been shown to keep inflammation at bay, which helps you maintain good circulation. Studies also find that in hypertensive individuals, regularly consuming pomegranate may reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 21%. That is a big chunk for anyone, but it's especially meaningful for older adults who might already be juggling multiple blood pressure meds. Memory and brain boosts. Pomegranates also appear to protect cognitive function. A UCLA study documented noteworthy improvements in verbal memory among older individuals who consumed the juice regularly compared to those who didn't. If you're aiming to keep your mind sharp as you age, even a half cup of pomegranate seeds in your morning routine can be a serious ally. Real-world case, Harold, 70. Harold, a 70-year-old part-time accounting consultant, found himself becoming increasingly forgetful. His daughter encouraged him to experiment with pomegranate seeds in his breakfast cereal. After a few months, he reported improvements in recall, especially when juggling numbers at work. While this fruit is not a cure-all, it served as an easy, palatable addition to his routine that likely contributed to better mental acuity, and it certainly didn't hurt his cardiovascular health. 4 berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. The brain's best friends, details and benefits. When people talk about antioxidant powerhouses, berries often dominate the conversation. Blueberries in particular have gained a reputation for staving off cognitive decline. These tiny morsels owe their color to anthocyanins, pigments that come bundled with anti-inflammatory properties. Research published in the Annals of Neurology illustrated that elderly participants who consume blueberries a couple of times a week might delay mental aging by as much as 2.5 years. The beneficial compounds in berries don't just protect the brain, they also help keep your cardiovascular system agile. There are indications that regularly eating these fruits can reduce blood pressure, improve blood vessel elasticity, and even lower general inflammation. Combining all of these factors can reduce your vulnerability to heart troubles, which remain a primary cause of fatalities among older populations. Blood sugar and digestive benefits. Another plus is that berries tend to rank low on the glycemic index, so they won't send your blood sugar soaring. They also supply an ample amount of fiber, roughly 8 grams per cup in many types. The fiber ensures a smoother absorption of sugars and helps maintain regularity, a key concern for seniors who often battle constipation or gastrointestinal sluggishness. Real-world case, Denise, 69. Denise, a 69-year-old retired travel agent, was plagued by brain fog and occasional elevated blood sugar. She decided to integrate a daily cup of frozen blueberries into her afternoon snack routine. Within a month, she noticed fewer mental crashes. At her next doctor's appointment, her fasting glucose levels had improved slightly. Denise credits berries for her sharper mind and calmer digestion, and she's become a vocal champion of adding them to oatmeal yogurt or smoothies. Turkauna. 4 fruits you should steer clear of or approach with caution. Now that you've seen how certain fruits can genuinely turn back the clock on some aspects of aging, it's time to tackle the opposite end of the spectrum. Some fruits can sabotage your metabolic equilibrium, irritate your gut, or even spark dangerous drug interactions. The greatest danger is how unassuming these fruits appear. Many older folks stock them in the fridge without a second thought. After exploring the following four, you'll realize that the hazard is often in the hidden sugars, limited nutrients, or medication complications that can quietly build up over time. 1. Grapes. Sweet yet deceptively risky. Why grapes can be troublesome. Grapes are colorful, portable, and bursting with juice. It's no wonder they're a go-to snack for many older adults. Yet they're loaded with a specific form of sugar that, combined with their low fiber content, can ignite a blood sugar spike. A single cup of grapes carries about 23 grams of sugar, roughly on par with a small candy bar. That might be acceptable for an athlete burning loads of energy, but for seniors with reduced insulin sensitivity, it can be a recipe for metabolic havoc. There's another wrinkle: grapes often bear pesticide residues if you don't buy organic. For an older individual with a more fragile immune system, that can add a toxic burden. If you do want the potential antioxidant benefits that grapes can offer, you'd be far better served by a smaller portion of red or black grapes, or even better, choose berries like blackberries, which deliver more fiber and a broader range of protective phytonutrients. Real-world case, Paula revisited. Remember Paula, the retired teacher? Grapes were her biggest culprit. She assumed they were a neutral or even beneficial snack. Only when she halved her grape intake and replaced it with berries did she notice her blood pressure and swelling issues begin to subside. This change also stabilized her blood sugar, sparing her from borderline prediabetes. 2. Dried fruits, concentrated sugar traps. Why dried fruit is hazardous. Dried fruit like raisins, dried apricots, or figs might look like convenient and healthy alternatives to candy. However, once you remove the water, the remaining sugar is highly concentrated. A small handful can match or exceed the sugar in multiple fresh pieces. Seniors with diabetes or prediabetes can accidentally tip into dangerously high blood glucose territory before realizing what's happening. Additionally, commercial dried fruits often come preserved with sulfites to preserve color and extend shelf life. Sulfites can induce breathing issues or strong asthmatic reactions in susceptible individuals, especially older adults with weaker lungs or a history of COPD. About 1 in 100 people exhibit sulfur sensitivities, but in seniors with respiratory problems, that proportion may be even higher. Real-world case, Samuel, 68. Samuel was working part-time at a local grocery store. He prided himself on skipping candy bars, opting instead for a bag of dried apricots during breaks. Over time, he developed respiratory wheezing. His doctor initially suspected seasonal allergies, but after a round of tests, they identified a sulfite sensitivity aggravated by dried fruit consumption. By removing dried apricots from his diet and sticking to fresh fruit with lower sugar density, Samuel's breathing troubles diminished. 20. 3. Green unripe bananas. Digestive distress waiting to happen. Why green bananas pose a risk. While fully ripe bananas can provide the older body with potassium and simpler sugars, green or underripe bananas contain resistant starch. This compound is difficult for the small intestine to break down, particularly in seniors who often have reduced production of digestive enzymes. The result can be bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. And if you're already coping with irritable bowel syndrome or inflammatory gut conditions, that discomfort can escalate. The chalky mouthfeel you get from a green banana comes from plant compounds that can irritate your digestive lining and potentially promote inflammatory reactions. Moreover, green bananas don't offer the same level of antioxidants that a fully ripe banana might. For older adults seeking anti-inflammatory benefits, waiting until your banana develops, some brown spots may make all the difference. Real-world case, June, 66. June was constantly in search of the perfect banana for her post-yoga snack, believing a firm, underripe banana was fresher and healthier. She ate one almost every day. Over time, she noticed chronic gas and minor abdominal pains. Once her nutrition coach explained the concept of resistant starch, she switched to bananas that were fully ripe, soft, with a few brown spots. Her digestive complaints soon vanished, illustrating how a minor tweak in food choice can transform daily comfort levels in your 60s. 4. Grapefruit, the medication magnifier. Why grapefruit sits at the top of the do not touch list. Grapefruit has long been heralded as a diet fruit promoted for weight control, But the real danger lies in foreign coumarins, compounds that interfere with a specific intestinal enzyme, CYP3A4, responsible for metabolizing a wide range of medications from blood pressure pills to certain statins. Without the normal breakdown by this enzyme, the drug can accumulate in your bloodstream, causing what amounts to an overdose. Even if you took the prescribed amount, atorvastatin, simvastatin, and other cholesterol-lowering meds can skyrocket to toxic levels if paired with grapefruit. Some blood pressure medications and anti-anxiety drugs are similarly affected. Worst of all, you don't need to eat an entire grapefruit to run into trouble. A mere half or a small glass of the juice can trigger a reaction. The potential for drug toxicity can last up to 3 days after a single serving. Citation and warning: a 2012 review in the Canadian Medical Association Journal emphasized that more than 85 drugs may interact with grapefruit. CMAJ 2012. For older adults on multiple prescriptions, the risk is magnified. Always consult your physician before consuming grapefruit or its juice if you take any medication. The consequences of ignoring this interaction could be catastrophic, ranging from muscle breakdown to kidney failure or severe blood pressure swings. Real-world case: Henry, 73. Henry, a 73-year-old retired police officer, assumed a glass of grapefruit juice each morning would keep his weight in check. When he was prescribed a statin for high cholesterol, he failed to mention his juice habit. After a few weeks, Henry complained of extreme fatigue and muscle pain, culminating in a near-collapsing episode while out walking. Blood tests pointed to elevated statin levels. Only after eliminating grapefruit juice did Henry recover his vitality, illustrating the hidden peril behind this so-called healthy morning beverage. Missing spark in the original message: taking action with real urgency. Throughout these warnings and success stories, what's been missing is a no-excuses game plan that allows you to test these insights right now. Often seniors read or hear information about safe and risky fruits, then continue with the same habits. To really protect yourself, you need to take active steps starting immediately. Why is this so urgent? Because metabolic syndrome type 2, diabetes, heart problems, and cognitive decline aren't conditions that show up overnight. They brew silently over months or years. When signs finally surface, like blurred vision or foot tingling from high glucose, or staggering chest pain from coronary blockages, your body has already sustained damage that may be irreversible. Below, let's look at a couple of concise action challenges. 24-hour challenge: your fruit audit. 1. Open your fridge and pantry. Make a quick inventory of all the fruits you have. Is there a bag of grapes, a jar of dried cranberries, a random green banana? Mark them down. 2. Identify the safe allies. Check for avocados, apples, pomegranates, or fresh frozen berries. Plan a meal or snack for the next day that uses one of these. 3. Eliminate the surprise sugar bombs. If you spot an abundance of grapes or a stash of dried fruits, consider removing or at least reducing them. If you find grapefruit and you're on prescribed meds, talk to your pharmacist or physician immediately. 4. Make one substitution. In the next 24 hours, swap a suspected risky fruit for a known good option. For instance, replace a handful of raisins with some fresh blueberries. Commit to this 24-hour challenge and see how you feel. You might notice more, even energy levels, less bloating, or simply feel better after meals. Most importantly, you'll have taken the first step towards safeguarding your metabolism and cardiovascular system. 7-day checklist: rewire your habits. If you want a deeper reset, turn this into a full week's plan. Share it with friends or fellow retirees so you can hold each other accountable. 1-day 1, label reading. Inspect the sugar content of any fruit products you buy, from dried prunes to fruit juices. If total sugar or added sugar stands out, consider whether it's truly worth the risk. 2-day 2, grocery revamp. Stock your kitchen with the 4 recommended fruits. Aim for at least 1 avocado, a couple of apples, a container of berries, fresh or frozen, and either pomegranate seeds or 100% pure pomegranate juice. 3-day 3, meal integration. Incorporate 1 recommended fruit into each meal. For example, add slices of avocado to your morning toast, use apple chunks in your lunchtime salad, and top your dinner dish with fresh berries. 4-day 4, watch your responses. Jot down how you feel after each meal. Do you notice improved energy, stable mood, or less bloating? Keep track of any unusual spikes or crashes in energy. 5-day 5. Consult a professional. If you're on medication, today's the day to check with your physician or pharmacist about any potential fruit-drug interactions, especially if grapefruit is in your diet. 6-day 6. Test a new recipe. Use your recommended fruits in a creative way. Mash avocado into a soup-based blend, apples into a homemade sauce, or craft a pomegranate dressing. The aim is to ensure these beneficial fruits become staples, not afterthoughts. 7-day 7. Evaluate your progress. Step on the scale, check your blood pressure, see how you feel mentally. Notice if your digestion seems better or if your appetite feels more balanced. By the end of this week, you'll not only have retooled your fruit consumption, you'll have tangible data on how your body reacted. Did your energy improve? Do you notice fewer sugar cravings? This is how you carve out healthier, lasting habits. Additional stories, real lives, real consequences. Linda, age 68, part-time librarian. Linda started a side hobby selling homemade jams. She sampled her products constantly, especially ones made from dried fruit mixtures. Over months, her fasting blood sugar soared into pre-diabetic range. At first, she blamed menopause and aging metabolism. After reading a study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health about how dried fruit can spike glucose levels rapidly, Linda scaled back. Within 2 months of limiting her jam sampling and focusing on fresh berries for sweetness, her blood tests returned to safer numbers. Nathan, age 71, retired construction worker. Nathan had always prided himself on being physically active, but after an injury forced him to reduce his daily movement, he found solace in snacking especially green bananas, which he mistakenly believed were less sugary. Soon bloating and gas plagued him, and he developed an aversion to many foods. A routine check revealed that he was experiencing malabsorption issues, partly aggravated by the resistant starch in his underripe banana habit. Once he switched to fully ripe bananas and moderate portions of apples, his digestion normalized. In both examples, a simple misunderstanding about fruit drastically impacted day-to-day well-being. These stories serve as a final reminder that harmless fruit can become a ticking time bomb if you're unaware of how the aging body processes sugars and fiber. Action Plan Summary. If you're serious about halting potential heart attack or stroke threats, as well as keeping your glucose levels stable and your mind sharp, the steps below should be non-negotiable. 1. List the fruits you regularly eat. Check if any appear on the avoid list. Grapes, dried fruits, green bananas, grapefruit. 2. Replace them. Gradually introduce avocados, apples, pomegranates, and berries. Notice that you don't have to give up every fruit, just the high-sugar, low-fiber suspects or the ones that create dangerous drug interactions. 3. Stay vigilant about medication interactions. If you're on statins, blood pressure pills, or any medication, processed in the liver or gut, check with a medical professional to confirm that none of these fruits interfere. 4. Monitor your body's feedback. Use a journal to note changes in digestion, energy, sleep, and mental clarity. Patterns might emerge that confirm whether your body tolerates or rejects certain fruits. What to do next and why you must act immediately. Failing to respond promptly to these fruit warnings can result in issues ranging from mild digestive problems to life-threatening medication overdoses. It's better to catch potential pitfalls now than wait until you're dealing with advanced complications. Yes, fruit can be part of a healthy diet, but you need the right fruit for your specific metabolic needs, especially in your senior years. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment, "I feel it," if you relate, "I'm safe," if not, and add a question for the doctor. This quick prompt not only helps you reflect on your fruit choices, but also fosters a community of like-minded individuals who can support each other. By leaving a comment, you might spark a discussion that benefits everyone watching. Kanananan. Expert voices on fruit and senior health. To emphasize the legitimacy of these warnings, let's call upon insights from authoritative figures and institutions. 1. World Health Organization, WHO Global Report on Diabetes. 2016, the WHO warns that improper sugar management in aging populations can compound the risks of cardiovascular disease. They encourage careful monitoring of dietary sugar sources, including fruit. 2 Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, Healthy Eating Plate Guidelines 2019. The guidelines underscore the importance of high-fiber, nutrient-dense fruits for older adults, but caution that certain high-sugar fruits should be consumed sparingly. 3 Dr. Michael Greger, founder of nutritionfacts.org 2018, Nutrition Facts Video Library. Dr. Greger has consistently pointed out that healthy fats such as those in avocados amplify the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients from vegetables. He also highlights the dangers of excessive sugar from sources people often consider healthy, like certain fruits. By aligning with these expert opinions, you can rest assured that the advice here isn't a baseless scare tactic. It's rooted in credible research and decades of clinical observations. Never abandon prescribed care. A final ethical point: none of these discussions about fruit should replace your existing medical advice. If you're on blood pressure medications, cholesterol-lowering statins, or any other prescription, stay on them unless your physician instructs otherwise. The modifications suggested here can often complement your medical treatment. In many cases, improved dietary choices help older adults reduce dosages under professional supervision. But never make those changes on your own. Always consult your physician first. Bringing it all together. Let's recap the central messages in 3 swift bullet points. 1. Choose wisely. Certain fruits, avocados, apples, pomegranates, and berries can actively safeguard your cardiovascular, metabolic, and cognitive health. 2. Avoid dangers. Grapes, dried fruits, green bananas, and especially grapefruit can undermine your health goals, cause sugar spikes, or dangerously interact with medications. 3. Take action now. Conduct a 24-hour fruit audit. Follow the 7-day checklist. Track how your body responds. If this video has opened your eyes to new possibilities for better health, do hit the like button. Subscribe and share it with someone else who could benefit from a fruit overhaul. After all, small tweaks can spark significant transformations in life after 60. We'll leave you with a question to keep the conversation alive. Which fruit on the danger list was most surprising to you, and what changes do you plan to make this week? Stay vigilant with your nutrition. Consult your physician for any medication concerns. And remember that the key to longevity can be as simple as selecting or avoiding the right fruit. Knowledge is power, and now you're armed with the facts to protect your heart, mind, and overall well-being.